Sprint Day! Woohoo! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, then my name is MrWinter. The basic premise of the channel is that I make as many songs as I can in one day. Well, I make a couple, maybe 2 or 3 songs in a day. And I don't have any preconceived ideas. I don't spend heaps of time mucking around and tweaking things and doing that kind of stuff. I just kind of do it. So, that said, how are we going to do this? Let's make a new Pro Tools session. And we are session number 15, and this is song number 1. Are we session number 15? I think we are. Holy. Okay, cool. Naming the song. This is what we're up to now. I like to name my songs before I start. I was talking to somebody about the other day about how important scent is and about smell. I think I might go kind of somewhere like that a little bit. The smell of someone can really be it could solidify a relationship a little, maybe. Or maybe not a relationship necessarily, but it can certainly endear yourself to somebody when you smell them again after a very, very long time. Let's just start there. Scent. One of my oldest memories of smell was I was sitting on my father's late friend John on his shoulders at a stock car race, going around an oval and smashing up cars. Not really smashing up cars, but smashing's okay. Stock car race, and my dad was driving a Mini, I believe. And whenever I go back to a stock car track or smell that burning car smell, or burning oil smell, it really just instantly takes me back there. I'm getting slightly closer. Scentual, and that's not from where we were just talking. That's not from what I was thinking about. Scentual Connection. Scentual Connection? Yeah, maybe just something like that. Scentual Connection. I think I'm going to fire off a Rhodes. So, Sentient Being. Oh, that's even better. Oh, no. I don't want to rename my track after I've just made this. I'll try and incorporate some of them into my lyrics, maybe. Okay, let me check on my headphones so I can hear what's going on. Now, one thing I did do yesterday, actually, was I found a controller pedal that's just basically literally just a little pedal that I can use with my foot for a controller. And so hopefully it should do something like maybe... Yeah, and then down to the F. Oh, look, we're right there already. Okay, I'll just go with that because I think I liked the kind of feel and the sound of what we were doing there. Up to the A minor, down to G major, I reckon. I kind of like that it's a bit broken and off, I guess. Well, I'd better, because that's what I've got. I feel like I've played these chords recently. Was it my last track? Or the track before, maybe? Don't know. They didn't have this feel, though, so, maybe I'm just plagiarising myself and everybody else that's come before me. Maybe a little fade out with my foot that I can do there. Okay, I'm actually going to keep that, weirdly. Even though it's a bit rough and a bit all over. Bass? Maybe bass. Slowly this Saturday morning. Should be a little lazier on this. Sit back a bit. Yeah, that's better. Maybe not that much. It's a bit loose. Semitone. Yeah, cool. We'll go with that. Okay, cool. So that's bass. What else are we having? Maybe some electric guitar. Oh, I haven't heated up my Concord amp. While I wait for that electric guitar amp to heat up, maybe I play some Melophone. Nice and breathy and kind of really, we're feeling really laid back. Okay, Melophone. What was I doing? Oh, I turned on my guitar, didn't I? Maybe I'll try for some guitar. I was listening to, I'm not sure if any of you are, well, I'm assuming that loads of you will be familiar with Blindboy, who's an Irish podcaster. And Blindboy, he said something that made me go, wow. He was talking about a thing that he does. Basically, he writes a poem or he writes a piece of prose in the style of a Hollywood star or something like that. And he makes up all these ridiculous stories. But basically, it's a prompt for him. And he said that he uses it for getting over the fear of the blank page, So what we've got when we open up our blank Pro Tools session is a blank page, right? We've got nothing in there, obviously, at the start of the session. If you stare at that blank page, you start thinking about what it could be or what it might be. And that can be really, really intimidating, right? When you're starting out something new and you're like, oh man, the best way of getting beyond the blank page is instead of sitting down and thinking, I'm going to write something good or I'm going to write something bad, just simply start writing. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just simply starting writing and seeing what comes of it. So start making things with no rules. Basically, that's what I'm doing. No rules. I mean, sometimes I set myself rules, but they're more boundaries because I've got these days with the amount of technology that we've got so many things that I've got an entire orchestra at my fingertips. That could be interesting. In fact, that's going to be really interesting. I am totally going to do that. Not orchestra necessarily, but certainly some strings. Be playful. We get into a creative flow. No criticality when we've got no rules, right? I'm trying not to be overly critical of myself, although that certainly happens. And as I tell myself, Christopher, don't do that. Come on, you can do better than this and all those playing things. That's more motivational things for myself, just to be able to get through that. And that comes through practice. If you're finding yourself struggling, do more of it. Do more of it. And that's the way that you get better at it. The reason that I am able to kind of come up with things quickly is because I've literally been doing this since 2002. Anyway, that is by the by. We are thinking about some lyrics for the moment. We are making a new one. Okay, track number 15.01. And it is called, what did I end up calling it? Oh, that's right, Scentual Connection. Now I was thinking, I had, strings. 2006. Maybe as old as my shirt. Hey, I got this shirt in London and that must have been 2004. I found it at the back of the drawer the other day and I pulled it out and I was like, oh man, it's a bit blimmin' rough and ragged and that sort of stuff. But thankfully, there's no smell on YouTube yet. But with our Scentual Connection, maybe I can give you a little bit of a An insight into how old my shirt is. What the? Okay. Strings. Strings. Don't get distracted. Strings. 11 o'clock? Oh, wait, an hour already? Okay. Now I'm thinking some vocals. Right, lyrics for something like this. I always struggle with the slow ones, right? When you walked in the room, it's turned about. When you walked in the room, it's turned around. Made a connection across. I kind of want it to say loaded. It's a very busy. I'm thinking kind of Pete, like that room that we were in the other night where everybody's standing around and they're milling around and they're all talking to each other and it's a busy, busy room across the multitude of bodies. I'll call that a verse. When you walked in the room, heads turned around, made a connection over the masses. Now our chorus is in the wrong spot. Oh, that's where that one actually comes in. I'm not sure about the masses. Packed like sardines. Oh, yes. Sentient being. Sentient being. Oops, we don't need to shout that. Sentient being. No, we're not doing that. Made a connection. Packed like sardines. Packed like sardines. Maybe packed like sardines kind of works. I kind of like that connection. Packed like sardines, sentient beings, sentient connection, sentient beings, made a connection. Yeah, why not? Okay. Sentient being. What did I sing? Sentient beings. Oh. Sentient connection. Oh. I am going to do something like that. Oh. I'm going to make like 8 backing vocals. Sentient being. Sentient connection. Sentient beings. Made a connection. Wow, that's dicey. That's on the verge of not being able to know any of the notes. Okay, but that's 4 backing vocals in that chorus. I've got another one on here. Whatever, something like that. Keep those ones low. You guys, low. Yep, we've got the choir going on, all right. Okay, maybe chuck this through a chamber. Yeah, yes, I have actually been in these Abbey Road chambers many years ago, about the same time that I got this shirt. In fact, it was that same trip to London that I was working at Abbey Road that I did get this shirt. Ah, that's funny. Anyway, by the by, just going to tidy up those breaths in there a little bit because they're just irking me slightly. And we don't want to be irked. Last thing we want is to be irked. Bit of a fadey on that. No worries. So, what was I? I was doing verse vocals. That's where I was at. When you follow. Verse 2. Call this verse 1, eh? When you followed me home. When you followed me home and joined me in bed. When we snuggled. Oh man, snuggled's a bad word to put into a song, isn't it? So, what am I doing? But I kind of like it. And that's when you said, we are sentient beings. You smell right to me. Sentient beings. What's that last line I sang there? Made a connection. Yeah, cool. We'll go with that, I reckon. When you followed me home and you joined me in bed, when we snuggled together, and that's when you said, you smell right to me, sentient beings, sentient beings, you smell right to me. We made a connection. I don't know, maybe. I'll have a listen to that. Smuggled together. Renee, you've got to stop being so bloody clever, my friend. I love it. I'm not going to put it in. I'm not going to put it in. Just know that I really, really appreciate that. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Smuggled together. When we smuggled together. Oh, man, sorry. That's great. Love it, love it, love it, love it. When you followed me home. Yeah, this is still sounding nice and Kiwi and I think I'm going to stick with this. Sentient beings. You smell right to me. I don't like that one. I think I'm just going to kick in on that sentient beings. Sentient beings. A sentient connection. Sentient beings made a connection tonight. Forever till death do us part. Forever and ever, sentient beings, sentient connection, sentient being. You smell right to me. Wow, I held that note. And it wasn't awful. I think I'm going to take that as my lead vocal. Yeah, I might just put, maybe our Moog just comes in our bridge. Made a connection tonight. Forever. Till death do us part. For me. Sentient connection. Don't know where that clicking is coming from. Is it my headphones? Are you guys getting a click in the audio? Seems a bit weird. It wasn't the click track I was worried about. That's good. It was just some crackling. I think it's probably my, it's the pork that I've got. No, it's not pork crackling. It's probably the headphone connection I've got sticking out of my pocket. That's probably all it is. That's cool. It was just like, I hope guys aren't getting this awful kind of that's going on. We're getting a little bit closer on this track, I think. 11:42. I'd like to be done maybe in quarter of an hour-ish. I'm kind of tempted just to chuck some drum cymbals on there, just some swells maybe. I'm just going to chuck I'll chuck a trumpet in there, but it's going to be real low and slow, like real, not black trumpet. It's just going to be through the 214, which gets all of that extra breathiness and stuff like that we like in there. I reckon that'll do. Keep that nice and low. Verse vocals, I'm just wondering whether actually in our second kind of versey bit, whether I just add just a couple of really just barely harmonies. I'll try. Okay, we'll take that weird thing.
Sentient Connection.
Yeah, it's just in there. It's clicks.
Sentient Connection.
Ah, you guys saying there's no clicks, and have a listen to this. That was what I was hearing. No clicks here. Oh, I need a new audience. No, I'm kidding. I don't need a new audience. You guys are fantastic. However, I'm never going to trust you again. I'm just being a dick, obviously. I know that it's my bad editing, so it's my fault in the first place. Oh, drums. That's what I was doing. Okay, let's go and sit down at the drum kit for a minute. That'll do us. Sure. Backing vocals. We're missing some backing vocals in here.
Sentient Connection. Sentient being. Sentient Connection. You smell right to me. Sentient Connection. Sentient being. You smell right.
Cool. That'll do for those. Just want to figure out where the end of the track is. Go back to the start, chuck a mastering plugin on it and call it done, I reckon. Let's go back to the start. And what does our start look like? Okay, that's cool. That's better. Okay, just having a listen. You like it? Cool.
When you walked connection. Packed like sardines, sentient beings. Sentient connection. Sentient beings. Made a connection.
Okay, I think we're nearly there. I'm going to make a little rhythm bus here, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a nice compressor on it, and it's just going to mush some stuff together, essentially. Okay. Did I get rid of my end marker? Oh, you fool. I know it was sitting at about 340. I don't know how I did that. I did say end, didn't I? Anyway, and I've got my start, I've got my end. I think we're just about there, folks. Okay, bouncing out. Session number 15, track number 1, Scentual Connection. And I'm making sure that sensual. Yeah, that's a dropped T like Kiwis often do, like New Zealanders do, sensual. Sensual. It's time to check in on, all right, I think that's track 1. Well, I know that's track 1. We're bouncing it out, so there's no more working on that one. That is called Scentual Connection. Thanks for sticking around on this stream. If you're listening to the edit, if you're watching the edit, then coming up very, very shortly, you'll be able to hear the entire track all done, already good to go. If you're a member of my Patreon, which is patreon.com/MrWinterMusic, then you can go and hear the track that I've just made immediately. All the song sprints in one place is the folder that you want to go to on my Patreon page. Now, I'm also thinking about picking a few tracks to put on an album of song sprints. So I would like to start the discussion around some of the tracks, because what I'd like to do is, over on Patreon, have some private streams where I actually spend some time on making the songs sound better and actually do the things that I would normally do if I was finishing a proper released track. So let me know in the comments if you'd be keen on seeing some of that. Take care, folks. Really appreciate you, folks. And we'll catch you real soon. Woohoo! Here's to another one. Woohoo!
When you walked in the room, heads turned around, made a connection, packed like sardines, sentient beings. Sentient connection. Sentient beings. Made a connection.